Let's paint a picture real quick. You had a long day at work, people are getting on your nerves, you had a dreadful commute home, but once you get home, you see the manga you've ordered waiting at the doorstep. You drop everything except the manga and fully engulf yourself into that world. The plot, the action, the art, everything is just perfect. Then you think to yourself, I would love to see this animated. I'll let you know you are not the only one who had that experience. My name is Yuno and welcome back to Anime Season Roadmap. We are on Season 3 of this fantastic series. Thank you for 2 seasons and 6 fantastic episodes of this show. If you're new here, Anime Season Roadmap is a show where I take a manga that has an anime that's coming out, or a manga that doesn't have an anime at all, and we storyboard a season out of the contents in the manga. This season we're going to have another great 3 episodes. Episode 1 is for the second season coming out very soon of a very popular series that I love to read on my channel. Episode 1 will be covering Blue Lock Season 2. The second episode is for a series that I personally believe should not be a movie trilogy, it should be a season instead. Episode 2 will be doing Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. And for the third episode, we will be talking about a series that has been requested for me to do. Episode 3 will be on Black Clover Spade Kingdom Raid Arc. I'm very excited for these 3 episodes and I hope you are too. Now, let's start the first episode. I started my Blue Lock reactions on April 22nd, 2023. One thing I love to do when the manga has an anime is that I read up to where the season ends and then watch the anime to compare it. I did that with Haiku and it expanded my experience with the series. When it came to Blue Lock, I heard terrible things about the anime, specifically the animation. I was told I should strictly read the series and not to worry about the anime, but I didn't listen and I watched season 1 anyway. Season 1 went on longer than expected, but nevertheless, I really enjoyed it. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the animation or the anime, really. My main issue was just the pacing. The pacing in the manga was so much better. While reading the series, my favorite arc was the U20 match. That match blew my mind and it truly needed to be animated. I would have been okay if this was a movie, to be honest. But here we are, season 2 was announced and we are finally getting that arc. We've gotten confirmation that this season will be 14 episodes long, 10 less than the previous season. That makes my job a lot easier. Season 1 covered 94 chapters, so I predict that this season will cover chapters 95 to 149. Now, let's get started. Episode 1, chapter 95 to 97. For the first episode, it will be good to have a recap and weave them into the events that are currently happening. We'll get our top 6 players and have everyone else get ready for the third selection final assessment tryouts. We'll have everyone teams picked and then we'll go into Isagi meeting Nanase and Hiyori. The first game of the third selection will then start. Episode 2, chapter 98 to 101. In this episode, the match will finally start. We'll get a great showcase on Shido's, Kurusu's, and Otoya's abilities. Rin and Shido will begin to clash with each other, and that's what opened up Isagi's mind to new possibilities. Episode 3, chapter 102 to 105. This episode will conclude the game between Team A and Team B, and we'll see Isagi hit the last goal. Once the game concludes, we'll get the small aftermath. Nanase and Isagi celebrating, Shido and Rin fighting each other, and then we'll get a small group in the monitor room as they get ready to watch Team A versus Team C. There's a lot of tension in this match, with Ryo and Nagi being on the same team. Everyone will get their shine, but the main stars will be them. Nagi will hit the first goal, and this will motivate and enrage Ryo to go even harder. Episode 4, chapter 106 to 108, and pages 1 through 11 of chapter 109. This episode will mainly focus on the match between Team A and Team C. We'll see the crew in the monitor room watching the game, and once the game ends, Shido and Rin will fight again. We'll then flash over to Sai saying he wants to pick a forward from the Blue Lock team. Eagle will then pick his Blue Lock 11 and going into depth on why he picked them. We'll see Boro get jealous that he is not selected for the 11. And to wrap up the episode, we see Shido getting picked by Sayatoshi. Episode 5, pages 12 through 18 of chapter 109 and chapter 110 to 112. This episode will continue with the events of the last episode. We'll meet the U20 gang going up against Blue Lock into an explanation of the flow. This episode will end with the players getting ready on the field. Episode 6, chapter 113 to 115 and pages 1 through 6 of chapter 116. Blue Lock versus U20 finally begins, and the matches are usually animated in a fast pace, so we'll have a lot of stuff being covered in this episode. We'll see Isagi and Aiku challenging each other once they see how skillful both are. Blue Lock will have the ball, and then Aiku will steal it and pass it to Sai. The battle will go back and forth until Sai hits the first goal. The episode will end with the dominance showing from U20. Episode 7, pages 7 through 19 of chapter 116 and chapter 117 to 119. This episode will begin with Ego talking about ad-libbing on the field. Then the match will restart. Rin will get the ball and it will be his time to shine as he tries to do the same shot as Sai and completely misses the goal. This is when an insane moment of struggle happens and Nagi will score the first goal for Blue Lock. Everyone will celebrate. This chapter will be the start of Sai and Rin's matchup as well. We'll continue this episode with Sai showing Rin why he is more skilled than his brother. We'll also see Nico's ability to read the field. Then the episode will end with Chigiri getting the ball. Episode 8, chapter 120 to 122 and pages 1 through 11 of chapter 123. Things will go well until Sai steps into the flow. Rin will get the ball and try to redo the same kick his brother did and get a goal. And then U20 will get fired up even more. With only 3 minutes left on the clock of the first half, things will get insane. We'll restart the match with U20 doing everything they can do to get a goal. They try to keep hitting goals, but they fall short each and every time. Once the time runs out, we see Shido sitting on the sidelines looking fired up. With the score 1-2 during halftime, we get the wholesome moments of everyone seeing their loved ones in the crowd. We'll flash over to the chairman getting pissed at the fact that Blue Lock is in the lead, and then we'll come to a decision that Shido has to be in the game next round. Flashing over to the Blue Lock locker room, we'll see Ego letting everyone know to make this an absolute landslide of a victory. We'll end this episode with Isagi declaring to prove himself. Episode 9, pages 11 through 20 of 123 and chapter 124 and 125. This will cover the full backstory of Rin and Sai. We'll understand what got Rin into soccer and his relationship with his brother. Then we see Rin's drive to push past his brother, not giving anyone around him a chance to shine. Sai would then come back, noticeably different. Sai would then challenge Rin to a 1v1 and destroy him, telling Rin to quit. This will push Rin to hate his brother even more. Then we'll flash back into the present where Isagi is telling Rin that the second half is about to start. Episode 10, chapter 126 to 130. The second half of the match will begin, and we'll see Shido now on the field with everyone else. Rin and Shido will bicker as the match will start. U20 seems to be on a roll with everything until Nico steals the ball from Shido. However, Nico gets a yellow card. Sai and Shido will then do the most insane play to get a goal, shocking the whole field. During break, Chigiri and Nico are switched out for Ryo and Hiyori. The match will restart and we'll see Ryo's copy ability. When things seem bright, Shido hits a goal again to stop the world. All hope will seem to be lost by the end of this episode. Episode 11, chapter 131 to 134. After that goal, it seems that there is nothing that anyone in Blue Lock can do to fight back. Shido turned the tides way too much. Isagi wouldn't even know what to do. Then he'll go to Ego, asking what the team can possibly do. This is one of my favorite moments in the series, where Ego says that Blue Lock already won. His project is a success, win or lose. Isagi will then declare that he doesn't give a shit about that no one does, and all they want to do is win. Then the trump card Baro enters the field. Otoya and Baro will swap out, and Blue Lock is fired up on the field. Baro's only objective in this game is to devour Isagi no matter what. Blue Lock will try to hit goals, but they will be blocked each time. Then we'll get a small backstory of Aiku, then the episode will end with Sai getting the ball. Episode 12, chapter 135 to 139. This episode will cover a lot because it was non-stop action. 135 is one of my favorite chapters for how locked in Blue Lock was. Gagamara will show one of the greatest blocks in the series. Then we'll see Ryo being surrounded by U20 and he will copy Nagi's move from earlier in the game and pass it to Nagi. Him, Rin, Isagi, and Baro chases after the ball for the goal. Sai will then come up to Isagi saying that he's the heart of the team. Sai will hit Isagi off balance, but that wouldn't stop him. Then Baro charges in to get the next goal. As this continues, we see Rin getting pissed off. The match will then restart and we see Sai on a completely different level than before. This is when Rin taps into his fury. Episode 13, chapter 140 to 145. We'll continue the match and we see Sai is completely running through everyone on the field. He'll pass the ball to Shido, but Rin will do the unthinkable and block the kick. The match will restart and we see Bachira getting fired up, going complete demon mode on the field. Sendo will then run to keep the ball from going in. This will then start the most insane back and forth this match has seen so far. Sai will kick the ball from the outfield into Shido, but Isagi will block the kick as they prepare their last counter. Rin will get even more angry with this match. With 5 minutes left on the clock, Rin becomes a different creature, devouring everyone that he sees. Rin will try to hit a goal, and the episode will end with 1 minute remaining. Episode 14, chapter 146 to 149. The last episode. 1 minute remaining in the match. Rin going completely insane, and the final matchup is with Rin and Sai. As they face off, Isagi will stay back and watch the two, looking for an opening. Once he finds one, he'll score the last goal. Everyone will celebrate. The team will together congratulate each other. Aiku will give his props to Isagi. Rin is on the ground as Sai walks up to him and tells him that Isagi is the one that's going to change soccer. Then Isagi gets pulled for interviews. Then we'll head into the locker room and see Rin being pissed off. Isagi will come to him, telling him thank you. Rin will respond that he is coming after Isagi no matter what. It will be announced that the Blue Lock Phase 1 is complete, ending the episode. But we'll get a post-credit scene. We'll see a door that says wildcard. As it opens up, Fall comes out and we see Kunigami. But he doesn't look like the hero he was before. And that will be the end of Blue Lock Season 2. And I gotta say, this was by far the hardest episode I ever had to do. 14 episodes. I had to cram so much in it. You know how many times I had to reorganize the script? Probably about 4 times, because by episode 11, I still had 20 chapters to cover. So if it seems like there was a lot packed in, that's why. Now, I don't think that's insane because the first episode covered over 120 pages of the manga. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Next episode will be out September 15th, so stay tuned for that. We're doing Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. Thank you for watching, and until next time, you know where to find you know.